What up, YouTube? It's your boy Anthony coming through with a quick one. I'm recording this on my cell phone because this wasn't worth me setting up all the stuff. So hopefully the audio is good. But I just wanted to come in real quick and talk about my light meter, my Sekonic L-478D. Last year during quarantine, I did a few videos where I was using the light meter and I was using it with the dome in. And I got a lot of questions on why, when I was doing studio type portraits, why was I not using it with the dome out? And the reason for that was because when I used the light meter and I have the dome out, especially when I'm using flash, the reading is way off. Like I would get a reading of say F8. If I did that same reading with the dome out, I would get something crazy like F51. I mean, it was insane. And so I thought that because I was in a more enclosed space, that the light was bouncing off of the walls and the ceiling. My walls are white, ceiling is white. So I thought the light was bouncing off of all of that and elevating the reading. So I never really paid much attention to it. I just always used it with the dome in. When the dome was in, I got the proper readings. It's worked fine for me. I've had this for 5 years. It's worked fine. So I didn't think anything of it. But a couple weeks ago, I was playing around with the meter and I was just out of curiosity, just doing some ambient readings just around my place just to play around with it. And I realized that even doing ambient readings, I was getting a way elevated reading when the dome was out. So that started to make me think that maybe there was something wrong with the light meter. So I want to touch on, I eventually sent it in. So I want to touch on the process because if you want to send this to Sekonic, it's kind of a nerve-wracking, very scary process for how you get this done. So I went on Sekonic's website and I went, they have a section for service repair, and their service is done by a company called Mac Group. Now, I don't exactly know the relationship that Mac Group has with Sekonic. I don't think that Mac Group has anything to do with the manufacturing of the product. I think they just repair, but I don't know. I haven't looked into any of that. But it's handled by the company called Mac Group. And so when you go on the website, it basically just says to email them. So I emailed them, I explained what the reading was doing. I did a couple case tests to let them know what the reading was doing. And I got a response back and they said, yeah, typically when the dome is out, you'll get different readings, but the readings that you're getting seem off. So send it in. So normally most time when you send things into places, they have like an RMA process or they have some sort of structured process that you feel comfortable sending your $400 device into. Mac Group does not. They give you an address and they say, send it here and insure it. There's no RMA process. There's really no formal process whatsoever. You just send it to them and you put a letter in there to explain what it's doing, and you honestly hope that you get the thing back. So I sent it to them, and they were good with responding for me. I have definitely read online when I was doing some research on how to get this thing serviced. I definitely read a lot of stuff where people were saying they were having a hard time getting a response back from the folks at the Mac Group. I did not have a problem with that. They were very responsive in responding. I dealt a lot with a lady named Rita Chin. Hopefully I said her last name right. So anyway, I shipped it up, I insured it, I sent it in, they got it, and immediately, well, they actually didn't email me. I had to email them to make sure that they got it and get an update. They weren't very good at updating me once they had it. But once I did that, Rita responded back pretty quick and told me that it needed, they needed to replace the board and the dome and then recalibrate it. Now, like I said, I bought this 5 years ago. I do use it, but I don't necessarily use it a ton. So the fact that it needed a new board and a new dome is a bit concerning, really, for a product that really hasn't been used that much and hasn't been abused. Now, I don't know if it could have just been calibrated and they were just pulling a fast one on me. Obviously, I have no idea because I wouldn't know. So I had to take their word for it. So because I do use my light meter and I needed it back, I went ahead and had the service done. So the service to have the board replaced, the dome replaced, and have it recalibrated was $145. Then there was $15 in tax and $15 to ship it back. So it ended up being like $172.50 US dollars to have this fixed. And so, it came down to, when I bought this light meter 5 years ago, it was $350. This is just the standard 478D. They're on the 478DU now, which I'm not sure what the difference is between the D and the U, but the DU version is $400 right now. So it was either not have a light meter, buy a new one for $400, or spend $172.50 to get this fixed. So I spent the $172.50 to get it fixed. They shipped it back UPS. It came in today. They packaged it very, very well. I will definitely give them 5 stars for how well they packaged this thing up. I mean, there was so much bubble wrap. It was hard for me to even get the thing out of there. And it does seem to be working good now. I've done a few quick tests, and it definitely is reading what I would expect it to be, dome in or dome out. So it does seem to be working well. So we'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to do that update because again, I did those videos where I responded to people saying that I thought it was just something inside, just light bouncing off, and it wasn't that. It does seem that the meter was damaged. So from now on, I probably will be using it with the dome out because it should work appropriately. So I just wanted to do that update. That's all I got. So if you have a light meter of some sort and you're having issues, reach out to Mac Group if it's a Sekonic. There is a company here in California that people use to recalibrate their meters, but to be quite honest, I just didn't even really want to take the chance. I didn't want to have to look them up and send it there or drive it there, and just to save a few bucks. It just wasn't worth it to me. I just would rather send it back to who Sekonic said send it back to and be done with it. So that's what I did. But there probably are other companies that maybe could do the work for a little bit cheaper if that would be something you'd want to dive into. So that's all I got. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Cheers to you all. Take care. Catch you on the next one.